Welcome to the Defender of the Heartland podcast. I'm Drew.
Hi, I'm David, and today we are going to be going over land access usage and the Land Access Initiative.
So, land access initiatives mainly are when owners of private land throw their land into land access initiatives. If you go and look at Meat Eater's land access initiative, they are basically taking surrounding owners' private land that huntsmen want to use and access, and they throw those in there, and only those hunters would have to pay a small fee, like $25 to $50, to use that land for a specific amount of time, like let's say 4 to 5 hours if they're doing deer or turkey hunting.
But whereas, like if you did if you were to just try to go out and find land, it would be much harder because so many different major corporations have bought out most of the land, especially in Missouri and the surrounding states. So land access initiative is kind of important.
Land access initiatives to hunters are very important because public land right now is not readily available, or it is what we're in right now, which is the sticks. And there's not much acreage of it. And most people can't hunt. Nobody can really ever hunt the national parks that we have, which cover over 20 million acres of U.S. soil between Alaska and the mainland 48, including Hawaii.
But it's also important that we don't hunt in those areas, right? Because
it is important because it has wildlife that are very important to that specific ecosystem. But if you look up in Montana and in Wisconsin, there are specific parts of public land that you can hunt, and those regulations in place are very much watched over by governors and state heads. And in my mind, they honestly need to loosen up a little bit. They need to be having more public land available for hunters and fishermen. Like here, I cannot count a spot in Hannibal that you can legally go hunt that is not your own land. But again, for those, even private landowners still have to follow the same regulations on their own land as a public land user, which is, in my mind, I get it for the population control, but you should ease up on private landowners because it is their land they bought and worked so hard for.
it's also important though that we don't overhunt and cause certain species that are like important to the food chain and stuff. Because I mean, if we take out like very important key hunters and stuff to go and manage the population, then we're going to have overpopulation problems. We're going to have extinctions going all across the board, which is very important why we need these land initiatives, so that people can hunt and keep the population down, but also not overhunt because they are following the laws of the conservation department.
Like, for example, with what he's talking about is the apex predators of that area are not getting hunted because there is nothing big enough to hunt these apex predators. And available public land is not enough to help maintain these apex predators that are all around the world. You need access to land to get these apex predators down, and also to keep their prey numbers at a reasonable amount so their population isn't overcoming the apex predator. It kind of goes hand in hand with population control, with civilization. Look at what COVID was, for example. I know I'm getting a little off topic and a little too political, but this is a podcast after all.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also for school, so who cares? Is that where we're going to end it?
That's where she said that. Was it at 5 minutes?
It's at 4:30.
Huh?
It's at 4:47.
Oh, we're still going?
Just want to say goodbye.
Alright. Thanks for watching the Defender of the Heartland podcast. We'll see you next week.